Let's keep it rolling here. We're going to do next a fireside chat with Benzinga, one of our editors, Dustin Blitchok, and let's bring him on as well as Raymond Wang, the CEO of Greenland Tech. There's Raymond, there's Dustin. Guys, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, Dustin, I'll let you handle it from here.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to EVCon. I'm Dustin Blitchok, an editor here at Benzinga, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Raymond Wang, the CEO of Greenland Technology Holdings. That company trades as GTEC on the NASDAQ. We're here to talk about his company's role in the electric vehicle sector. Good afternoon, Raymond.
Good afternoon, Dustin. Glad to be here.
Me too. I guess I'd like to start by saying I know that passenger cars are often the focus of electric vehicle investors. We see that with the popularity of stocks like Tesla. Could you tell us about the particular industry segment that Greenland Technology is targeting?
Of course. So Greenland Technologies, we're a market leader in the development and manufacture of drivetrain systems for forklifts and other material handling vehicles in the Chinese market. And that market is the largest consumer of forklifts in the world, with over 650,000 sales annually. Now, in recent years, we have seen a significant increase in the electrification of these vehicles that have historically been powered by internal combustion engines, or ICE. Now, currently, 25% of all forklifts sold in China are electric. And we support this transition towards clean, sustainable energy and embrace the trend towards electrification with two new product lines. The first is an integrated drivetrain system specifically catered to support lithium-powered forklifts. And the second is our own line of electric industrial vehicles.
Let's talk about that first one for a minute. So what is Greenland's current product line, and how are your electric transmissions and powertrains being used?
Of course. So we manufacture over 40 series of transmissions and drivetrains for material handling vehicles that vary based off of vehicle size, weight, and application. With our 650,000 square foot facility outfitted with state-of-the-art equipment, we're able to produce high-quality, complex products at scale to be able to meet our clients' needs. That's actually how we support our clientele of over 100 vehicle OEMs in the market, including many of the top names in the industry. And our manufacturing and research capabilities have allowed us to develop the world's first integrated drivetrain, specifically catered to support lithium-powered forklifts. Now, by incorporating the electric motor, the speed reduction gearbox, and the driving axle into a single component, it allows an OEM to quickly design and introduce their own lithium forklift vehicle to enter the market faster and jump on the trend of electrification. Now, this is great, not just for our clients, but it also supports the trend towards electrification by encouraging industries to adopt electric vehicles that are better for the environment. And this product is currently powering some of the largest lithium-powered forklifts being sold today for use in warehouse and factories around the world.
Okay, so you learn something new every day. This seems like a really important segment that maybe is not getting talked about enough. What are some of the environmental advantages to using electrified equipment in factories?
The main environmental advantage electric-powered forklifts offer in factories is zero operating emissions. These are indoor settings, and you don't want the buildup of harmful pollutants such as nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, and hydrocarbons within that facility that internal combustion engine forklifts produce. And this is a benefit not just for the vehicle operator and the facility, but the surrounding community as well. As for the business, they will no longer have to support fuel procurement, storage, and garaging procedures to accommodate proper safety mandates or investing into facility modifications such as gas detection systems or ventilation systems. With electric, you just use the vehicle to complete the job you need, then plug it in to charge when you're done. The business is also saving on maintenance costs that are very commonly associated with internal combustion vehicles. Things like filters and regulators or valve replacements You don't have to worry about with electric forklifts at all. In fact, the advantage has even gotten better with the advancement of lithium power. You get more power, operation time, and longevity out of a lithium forklift with even less maintenance requirements than a lead-acid powered forklift. Right now, we truly are entering the next evolution of electric forklift trucks and other material handling vehicles.
Let's focus on that for a moment. Is there some sort of a market shift occurring right now just in terms of lithium power?
Oh, you bet. It's actually a major swing that we're seeing. And I anticipate we're going to see it spread across many, many industries, not just material handling vehicles and passenger cars. I mean, Tesla has truly shown the world what lithium power can do by creating passenger cars that can drive up to 400 miles in a single charge, yet still offer the power to compete with high-tier sports cars. And this market that they have created has not only demonstrated to the world what lithium can do, but has spurred significant investment and innovation that continues to grow the foundation of lithium power in everyday life. I mean, we've seen governments committed to expanding the charging infrastructure around the globe. We've seen a wave of new entrepreneurs and companies improving the supply side of lithium batteries, and research institutes uncovering new methods to recycle battery components to further improve their longevity and impact to the environment. And this investment and growth, it paves the way for new and innovative applications for lithium power across many industries. I mean, in the near future, I would not be surprised to see boats operated by lithium batteries that reduce the risk of oil spillage in our lakes and oceans, or electric airplanes and drones in the sky that reduce the greenhouse gas that aircraft produce today. And we at Greenland, we are excited to do our part by pioneering the adoption of electric power in the industrial sector with our line of lithium-powered industrial electric vehicles.
Okay, I know that this is a part that's really going to perk up investor ears. When we met last week, excuse me, you were telling me that Greenland has a major market expansion that's ahead coming in the fourth quarter. Could you talk about what kind of new products your company is developing and what we can expect to see here in the North American market? Because I believe you told me that up until this point, most of your sales have been in the Chinese market.
Yes, that's correct with our core product line. But we've leveraged our manufacturing expertise to develop our own line of lithium-powered all-electric industrial vehicles. Now, this product line includes our own series of lithium-powered forklifts, an industrial-sized all-electric front loader with a rated load capability of 1.8 tons, and an all-electric excavator with a rated load of 8 tons. And these vehicles will be launched in the North American market starting on the East Coast of the United States, and buyers will not have to wait long for these vehicles to become commercially available because they're going to be arriving in the fourth quarter at the end of this year. In fact, our first batch of lithium-powered forklifts will be available for sale in the next 2 weeks. So it's a really exciting time here at Greenland.
Quick follow-up question on that. What kind of a sales model are you using now that you're coming into the North American market?
Absolutely. So we are deploying a direct sales model. The reason being is because the industrial vehicle sector is a market that's entirely dominated by traditional internal combustion engine systems that deploy the traditional dealership model. And this model is not something that we can leverage and take advantage of because a dealer has no incentive to truly push our electric vehicles. Let's say, for example, a customer goes onto a dealership lot, says, which loader should I buy? And that dealership has 200 ICE vehicles on their lot and just 5 electric. They're going to point to the ICE, and with good reason. Plus, the electric industrial vehicles have significantly less maintenance requirements than a traditional ICE vehicle. And this is a very important revenue stream for dealerships that will not be really available for our products. So for us as pioneers, not only do we have to create and deploy this emerging technology, but we really have to establish the market directly with the businesses one by one. We're going to be in the trenches.
So something's got to give if the uptake is going to increase of electrified equipment, basically. Uh, let's stick with this theme and talk about sort of electric power versus internal combustion power in an industry setting. How can products like yours be used in segments like agriculture, which of course is a place where we're used to seeing internal combustion equipment all the time?
That's right. That's right. Electric power, it really offers three key advantages when compared to an internal combustion engine. The first, of course, is its reduced impact to the surrounding environment. With zero operating emissions, that leads to a safer environment for the operator, the facility, especially indoor locations, and to the local communities as well through improved air quality. Plus, you eliminate the risk of fossil fuel spillage and contamination, which can have a significant environmental impact to the surrounding area. Now, number two, electric vehicles are significantly quieter to operate than an ICE vehicle, thereby reducing complaints and quality of life for nearby residential and commercial areas. And that can make all the difference for a property developer that's trying to gain approval for work near sensitive areas where noise concerns from the local area can be greater. And lastly, number three, the reduced maintenance needs compared to internal combustion vehicles. Like we said earlier, the electric drivetrain eliminates key maintenance pain points such as the fuel filters, oil changes, belts and hoses, just to name a few. Add the lower cost of electricity versus the rising price of diesel, it just results in a greater return on investment for the company per vehicle. And these advantages make our electric vehicles perfect for work in sensitive areas such as urban environments or near hospitals, parks, or schools. In addition, agriculture will be a key market, especially the livestock industry, because that's where, like you said, loaders are commonly used. You see them there, they're cleaning barns, they're providing feed to the livestock. And currently, these loaders are constantly generating harmful emissions inside the barn around the livestock. And they also add the risk of fuel spillage and contamination that can get into the livestock, which can negatively impact the quality and yield of their assets. All of these risks, they're mitigated by electric. They're gone because it produces no harmful operating emissions, especially indoors, no fuel to worry about, and they're quiet, which reduces the overall stress to their livestock. Plus, these farms tend to be in more rural locations that can make buying, transporting, and storing fuel on the farm a hassle. With our vehicles, the farmer just plugs the vehicle in when he's done, and it's ready to go the next time he needs it. It's super simple, and it just makes sense. So this scenario can be replicated across many other industries, such as property maintenance or waste and recycling centers, and transportation hubs like airports, shipyards, and train stations, just to name a few.
That's pretty amazing. And like I said, it seems like a sector that maybe just has not gotten the eyes on it that passenger cars have, but what an environmental impact this could have. Okay, so here's I saved this one for last because I know I hesitate to always make Tesla comparisons, but it really does sound like after talking to you that Greenland Technology is in a position to pioneer electrification in its industrial sector. How would you compare your company to Tesla in terms of your market position and timing here in this segment?
That is a great question. And the key word in your question is pioneering, because that is exactly what we have to do and what we saw Tesla do in the passenger vehicle market. Now, currently, the industrial vehicle market is dominated by a handful of market leaders with traditional ICE vehicles that have been around since, I don't know, the usage of steam power since in the 1900s. It's been a long time. So some of these market leaders, they have their own electric versions of their products. But these vehicles are only for marketing purposes and will not be pushed for commercial sale. The leaders just have no incentive to really bring these vehicles to market because all they would end up doing is cannibalizing their own business. They need a company like Greenland to establish the adoption of electrification and capture market share. before they have incentive to truly enter with their own products. And this is exactly what we saw with Tesla. The big car manufacturers like Toyota, GM, Ford all had electric vehicles well before Tesla existed that they would showcase at car shows and expos to show their missions towards sustainability, but they never really pushed them commercially with earns because they had no incentive to. It wasn't until Tesla having to come in to establish the electric passenger car market, capture some market share before these auto leaders really began to act on it. And we've only recently begun to see them enter the market with their own electric vehicles. Tesla had to capture 3 to 4% of the auto share market to really get these leaders to start moving. And this is a journey that we hope to replicate on our side in the $30 billion industrial vehicle market.
Does that comparison hold true? I mean, even who would your competitors be as you enter the North American market in the fourth quarter? Would it be companies like Caterpillar?
Yes, Caterpillar, Volvo, the true market leaders. There's actually only a handful that are sold. And you can see based off of their last quarter, Caterpillar has a $30 billion backlog, and they're doing very, very well. As you asked earlier, this is the mission and challenge that Greenland has to take. We need to be pioneers to showcase the world that electric is an option to a consumer base that all they've ever known is operating diesel power. But our mission is a strong one because for each electric vehicle that we can sell, that's one less emission producing vehicle on the market. And hopefully we can start that trend to build that out for the future. And that just leads to a better tomorrow. That's what we're all here for.
All right, Raymond, Dustin, got to cut you guys off here, but great conversation. Thank you both so much. Raymond Wang, again, is the CEO of Greenland Tech, GTEC. Raymond, thanks. Dustin, thanks.
Thank you. You always have to cut me off.